Guys, what's up? 8-Byte Brian here. Today I want to do a little bit something different. I want to take a look at laser discs and laser disc players. So come along with me, I'll show you my setup and I'll show you how this crazy media format actually works. Alright, so first let's take a look at laser discs themselves. Now laser discs originally came around in the mid to late 80s and were used all the way up until about 1998 or 99 until DVDs really became mainstream. Now at first glance it might look like that it's a vinyl record, and you're kind of right. They're about the size of one, but they're gigantic CDs basically. Now this is Star Wars here, and as you can see, comes in a protective sleeve because they're really easy to damage. And this was out at the same time VHS was out. And Beta. Now this is what a Laserdisc actually looks like. You have this giant CD looking thing, and they're two-sided, and you had two different types of Laserdisc. You had the basic Laserdisc like this, and then later on they came out with a laser video disc, which is the same thing. And you also had SpectraVision discs, which were kind of like laser discs, except they came inside of their own protective packaging, like this. I have one here. And this is the Great Space Coaster, and this is a SpectraVision disc. And the players are really hard to find. You'd put this in, that little tab would fold down and the disc would be inserted and it would play kind of like inside of a big mini disc thing. I don't have a SpectraVision player, so I won't be going over that today, but just to give you guys an idea of what this actually looks like. At any rate, back to the Laserdisc. You might be wondering, when VHS was so common and Beta was still equally as common, why would somebody want to go through the problem of using something like this? The media was really expensive. The Laserdisc players were very pricey themselves. And the bad thing about Laserdiscs is that you had to flip it over. Up until the mid-1990s, they finally came out with Laserdisc players where they would have a CD lens that would flip over and read both sides. But still, even so, you can see that it has two discs. You have the 1 and 2 disc sides. And let me get this out of here. There's also a second disc. So inevitably, you have to change it to finish watching the movie. The one thing that I really do like about Laserdiscs that's really cool is you get all this great artwork and just bonus stuff that comes with it, like where it talks about the special effects of the original Star Wars movie and the cast, and this fantastic photo of Darth Vader boarding the consular's shuttle, and on the back and everything. So there's really a lot of time and love and effort put into these. I mean, they're really a collector's item in and of themselves. Now, one of the main advantages of using Laserdisc over other types of media was that you could digitally fast forward and rewind and pause a movie, where you couldn't do that with Beta and VHS, or you couldn't do it without getting scan lines. So it was totally digital format, and the sound quality is just second to none. When you hear surround sound through a Laserdisc player, you're hearing movie theater quality surround sound, where it sounds almost exactly the same as when you were watching it in the theater. So alright guys, now let's take a look at the Laserdisc player and I'll show you how this works. Alright, so here I have my setup out in my living room. I have my VHS player, and this is the Laserdisc player. Now this is a Pioneer CLD 3070, and this is a model which can rotate and play both sides of the disc, which is really great. You have a knob on here to where you can independently shuffle through scenes to find an exact point, and you have your basic fast forward and rewind. You have all these other selections where you can select the audio quality, chapter, different widescreen and full screen options, different color options, and even more options that even I'm not fully aware of, but it really gave you much more control over the quality of the film you were watching. So this was around the time when people really started making home theaters for themselves. And if you really wanted a top-notch home theater with a good surround system at the time, you didn't want something like a VHS player. This is great for home use, but for someone who's a real movie connoisseur, you wanted something like this, where you can really get and achieve a movie theater quality-like experience. Unfortunately, with the only downside being flipping over the Laserdisc, which is why the laser video disc came out later on and pretty much resolved that problem. Most Laserdiscs at that point, the video disc, could hold about an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of film, so you could pretty much get your average movie onto both sides of one Laserdisc. Now, here we have the remote, and as you can see, it's pretty darn big. Everything about Laserdiscs is pretty big. The remote, the player, the discs themselves, everything's just gigantic, but that's because the technology hadn't come along at the time to be able to compress movie formats down to smaller, more manageable sizes for DVD and Blu-ray players at the time. So let's go ahead and we'll turn on the Laserdisc player, and I can show you how this all works. So now we'll hit the power button here. And there we are. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the readout there, but it has the bars on the side for your chapter, for your audio, for the time of the movie. And we'll pop open the tray here. And as you can see, it's quite a big event. And look at the size of that. I mean, that comes out, to give you guys a good side view here, that comes out almost about a good 1.5 to 2 feet out of the Laserdisc player. So how crazy is that, the size of this enormous movie player? So now let's take the Laserdisc here, and you got to make sure you have side 1 facing you and grab by the center. Put that on the center here. Alright, and now we'll hit play, and we will watch it come to life. And there you go, you can see as it's warming up. And you can already hear the difference in sound quality, you know, even from a device that's 25 years old. It's unbelievable. And the picture quality is really good. This is almost DVD quality picture. And as I said before too, you can also pause, and then you can fast forward right to your favorite parts of the movie. Now for 1988, 1990, this is unheard of technology. And so you can skip forward, of course, to the iconic scene with Darth Vader boarding the rebel ship. And so you can skip forward right to one of the best parts of the movie, the first time we see Vader. Alright guys, well hope you enjoyed taking a look at Laserdisc with me today. I think they're pretty cool, even though they get a lot of flack from being, you know, technology that was outdated even when it came out. But I hope you guys can see the pros and cons of it, from, you know, where you can digitally fast forward and the great surround sound, and just the fact that, you know, I mean, it was big, but it was kind of easier too, because, you know, there's no bulky tapes to mess up or things like that. So I still think they're really cool. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, and I'll see you back here next time for another retro review. Take care, guys.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook or Twitter thing, follow me at #KingaRetro. See you next time.